Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this Air France message. With Air France, your journey to France begins when you set foot on the plane, starting with a complimentary glass of champagne in every class. And in business and La Première, savor a 5-course meal with cheese and wine and unique menus created by some of the greatest French chefs. Enjoy a taste of France before you arrive. Bon appétit. Elegance is a journey. Air France.
The sugar daddies I have right now, I'm very attracted to them. I've talked to them normally on a normal situation? Probably not. Would they have approached me in a normal situation? Probably not, because they would think they wouldn't have a chance. I think it's colliding two worlds that wouldn't normally meet and creating really amazing relationships. I would never know these men without this.
Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Here's your host, Marcus.
Welcome to another episode of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy, the #1 sugar dating podcast in the world, where we pull back the curtains on the good and the bad. And Lily,
the hot stories of sugar dating.
Yes, and the shocking stories of sugar dating. What's going on? So we had some things, I don't know, do you want to talk about this? We had some clips go viral. Our interview with Fargo Talks came out. And man, we had that clip come out. And wow, the comments, let's just say they can get pretty harsh. You got to have thick skin when you go viral. Anyway, what'd you think of the clips that Fargo released?
I thought it was very stressful.
Yeah. So one of the clips that Fargo released, one of the comments, I guess, was the guy said, "You look like you have 40-year-old hands."
And I said, thank you very much.
Yeah, because they're much older than that.
They're 55-year-old hands.
Yeah. So that was a compliment.
You just took 15 years off my hands.
And then other comments were like, damn, she's old. And I'm like, well, hopefully you'll grow old one day too, my friend. I mean, it's so silly. But I answered a lot of them.
My favorite one was, she's not a sugar baby, more like a sugar granny. And I laughed out loud because I am a sugar granny.
Yes, you are. But I had, you have to remind people, men prefer age-appropriate sugar babies. The really wealthy, mature, successful men, for the most part, prefer somebody in their 30s, 40s, 50s. Is what we're finding.
And then I also like everybody's so negative. Everybody's
so
hateful on the internet. Just a bunch of freaking haters.
It's the broke motherfuckers that are commenting.
What do you call them? Something jockeys?
Who called them that? I didn't call them that.
Dusties.
Dusties? Yeah. So anyway, if you guys
got dust in their pocket to offer you.
Keyboard warriors.
If you guys want to catch those clips, you can find them on Instagram at Fargo Talks, and I think on Facebook at Fargo Factor. Anyway, Jeff Fargo, it was a great interview that we did. Actually, you should go to YouTube and watch the whole interview. It's really well done. Unfortunately, the clips takes a lot of things out of context. He takes snippets here and there, and then he puts them together, and it kind of makes it sound, there's just not enough context in between them.
Here's my other favorite quote.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be pay per meet. It should be pay for meat. MEAT.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, you're clever.
We've been kind of dealing with that this week. I don't know how to feel about it. One of the clips of me has already gotten close to 800,000 views on Facebook. And another one's like at 360,000. I think the one of Lily is over 100,000 now. So yeah, slowly losing the anonymity. Well, at least I am.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was fun.
I'm fine with it. Any exposure is good exposure. I don't know. As long
Any
as
press is good press, even negative press.
I literally don't care about anyone except my inner circle really finding out.
Yeah.
I don't feel ashamed to be in the lifestyle, but I do have a lot of really conservative people in my inner circle.
Yeah. People are like, why doesn't she show her face? Is she ashamed? Like, no, she just rather not.
I'm protecting the innocent
Yeah.
by protecting my anonymity.
There you go. Well, hey, real quick, we got a return guest, and I'm excited to get to her, but we'll make this very snappy pappy. We'd love to have you join our Patreon group. It's free. We got tiers start as low as $10 a month, and some even include coaching and profile reviews, and it'll unlock the entire site. It's a lot of fun. And if you plan on coming to the party and you apply, it helps to be a member of our fan club, which is free. And I get applications in and they're like, are you a member of Patreon? No. Do you follow us on Instagram? No. What about YouTube? No. Well, you're not helping yourself. Like, we're looking for people. We're getting more applications in than we have spots for the party. So, you want to make your application as attractive as possible. And to follow us on Instagram, join our fan club, follow us on YouTube. It's all free, cost you nothing. And we'd appreciate the follow. So anyway, if you want more information on that, we've beat that up like a dead horse, but it's on our website, secretsofasugardaddy.com. Press the party tab, all the info. It's Shakira, June 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. It's going to be a hell of a weekend. Sugarpalooza 6. Come join us. It's free for the sugar babies. We are giving away 25 sugar baby packages. If you're a sugar daddy and you're interested, we are actually, believe it or not, we're running out of spots.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Usually we have an issue getting enough sugar daddies to sponsor the party. This time, we might have to cut them off.
It might be all sugar daddies and Lily. Lily's going to have a great time.
No, it will never be all sugar daddies. There will
Let me live my fantasy.
Okay. No, there will be plenty of sugar babies to entertain them. If you're interested in being a sponsor of the party, contact me at info@secretsofasugardaddy.com. Okay, on to our guest. We will not delay any further. Welcome back to the show, Michelle. And you're in California.
We're calling her
Yes,
nickname
I am.
Mickey.
Mickey? That's her nickname?
Mickey.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
Miss Mickey. Hey,
right.
Mickey, you're so fine.
So your episodes are always a lot of fun. Now, we asked you to kind of put together a list of some topics today, maybe some things that we haven't talked about before, but we always have new listeners. Just give us a real quick rundown, age, location, how long you've been doing the sugar dating, sugar baby stuff.
So I, as well, am on the older scale of sugar dating, I guess. I'm 46. I live in California. I've been doing this for about a year, and it's been a life-changing, amazing year. And I owe it all to the podcast because you guys really helped kind of guide me down this path.
Well, very good. Okay. So some of the things that we want to talk about is what? What's one of the first things on your list there?
I kind of reached out to Lily because I was thinking about my journey in the sugar bowl. And like when I first found sugar dating and really got the meet and greets down and how to weed people out for the most part, I kind of went on this, I was like a kid in a candy store, just like putting every piece of candy in my, trying to go on as many meet and greets and trying to see how many sugar daddies I could get. Kind of was like calling it my sugar craze, my sugar rush.
Your sugar rush.
And after my sugar rush,
Yeah.
I was high on all the sugar, and I was high on life and high on the attention and the monetary aspect and the food, the whole lifestyle. Like it was just such a change from the vanilla dating I had come from and the marriage I was in for so long. Being married for so long, being with one person for so long. Once I found this type of dating where there wasn't, you could meet someone and not have the emotional baggage and all the drama. It was just such a refreshing change. And I just couldn't get enough in the beginning. I wanted more.
So then you basically dove in head first, learned a lot of lessons.
Yeah, especially New Year's Eve of this year. I decided I wanted to, after my New Year's debacle in Arizona, which you saved me from, I realized that I needed to put down the YOLO sign a little bit and get a little more grounded and be a little more responsible in my sugar dating, especially after seeing some of the comments on the episode. I think people just don't think I'm very bright people don't realize is that I was actually communicating with that person for a really long time before I decided to go. And I also knew I had a safety net there. I knew that if push came to shove, I would have someone there from the party that could save me if needed. Yeah, so it was a big eye opener for me that I needed to have some balance in this lifestyle. I guess the podcast didn't make me look very bright because, I came and met this man I'd never met before.
Yeah, we did get a lot of hate on that, right? Or a lot of comments.
Yeah, I feel like no one's ever made a crazy decision in sugar dating, which is ironic to me because I've heard so many stories of sugar daddies being taken for thousands and thousands of dollars, credit cards handed over. Like, I feel like I haven't made that. Me and this man were talking for a lengthy amount of time. And I knew that I had a safety net, which was, if it wasn't you, there was multiple people that I met in Scottsdale, not just people from the party, but I also had met other sugar daddies online that I thought that I could, if I needed, could save me. I didn't feel like I was going into a place where I didn't have backup or friends that if I really needed someone, I could go to them. But I was connecting with this person for a good amount of time. I know the way it sounded really stupid. And
I just had this discussion yesterday with somebody. She said that she had met a guy for drinks and that he wanted her to come up somewhere with her and travel. And I go, yeah, the same thing happened to Alejandra. She met a guy for drinks and then he invited her to like Utah to go snow skiing. Now she didn't go. And the person was asking me like, well, why didn't she? I'm like, she doesn't know him that well. She goes, well, I would. So it's actually very common. I've flown people to Vegas, never even talked to them on the phone, just chatted with them.
I don't really know how I could have guessed that this man was on a copious amount of Adderall.
Yeah.
There was just things that I just couldn't have never guessed. I've had such an amazing experience in the Sugar Bowl. I've had so many gentlemen, so many men come up with amazing gifts and amazing dinners and treating me like a lady. I've never had men treat me the way they do in the Sugar Bowl. And that experience came out of left field, but it really opened my eyes to the fact that I am more vulnerable than I like to admit sometimes, and that I need to make better decisions. And I was really living this kind of, after being married for so long and in a financially and emotionally abusive relationship, I was living this freedom of life that I have not lived before. And I totally was living this YOLO, eat all the candy you can, don't worry about your insulin levels, just doing that sugar craze, sugar rush thing. I mean, I was just living the life, and that experience brought me down to,
well, it brought you to reality, and it might have been a good thing. It's like, okay, simmer down a little bit, be more cautious.
Yeah, it has been a good thing, and I've had some really amazing luck since then, and I've really decided to cut down and focus on maybe even finding a real relationship in sugar dating. That wasn't something I was considering when I first started, but it's been a year and I see the potential in these men. I didn't really think there was a potential. I thought it was a lot of men who just wanted a good time with a pretty lady. And there's actually a lot of substance to the men I have met. One of my sugar daddies I'm getting really close with, I just got back from Bangkok and I was treated amazing there. There's so many amazing people in this lifestyle. And I really do think that in the end, I could find someone to really care for, like Lily has found. I think that could be something that's an option, which I wasn't really considering before.
Well, I mean, countless marriages have resulted in this style of dating. Like I said, we were on Fargo Talks, podcast out of Las Vegas. It's on YouTube. If you watch the whole YouTube thing, it's pretty amazing. And we talk about how relationships form. But the overwhelming comments that we got on all the clips that he released, all the little teasers, this is just prostitution. Call it what you want. It's prostitution. Bunch of hoes out there, blah, 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 blah. What would be your response there?
I think that it's ridiculous to look at any other traditional relationship and not think it's the same. My mom didn't work and my dad paid the bills, and it was a mutually beneficial relationship. I feel like with the monetary aspect, it just helps everyone feel like they're getting fulfilled from something. As a woman, I am bringing something to the table that a man can't have without a beautiful woman next to him. It brings him prestige, it brings him power. And then men don't really bring that to women, so they need to offer something that can be useful. Like, my sugar daddies love to watch my life get better.
Oh, absolutely. Nothing makes me happier than to see somebody flourish and blossom from the help that I give them.
And I love seeing the joy that I bring my sugar daddies. We have amazing conversations. They wouldn't be able to meet me otherwise. I'm meeting men that I normally wouldn't meet. Maybe I don't find them exactly the most attractive men in the world, but once I get to know them and get to know who they are, it changes. I'm very attracted to all the men that I have in my life, which is not very many. I've decided I'm not doing that path anymore, but the sugar daddies I have right now, I'm very attracted to them. I've talked to them normally on a normal situation? Probably not. Would they have approached me in a normal situation? Probably not, because they would think they wouldn't have a chance. I think it's colliding two worlds that wouldn't normally meet and creating really amazing relationships. I would never know these men without this opportunity. And if they want to call it whatever makes them feel good, but before I was going out on dinners with men who wanted me to split the bill and expected me to still give them a blowjob or sleep with them and then ghost me the next day. I just feel like there's like a lack of chivalry and respect in vanilla dating. And this is no fuzzy contracts. We put everything out on the table, expectations, and I love it.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Now back to the show with your host.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Marcus.
I don't think I can ever go back to regular dating.
Yeah, right. Once you've experienced the good side of it, it's hard to go vanilla. The other comment, too, that we got a ton is you guys are beta males. You're having to pay for a girl to sleep with you, blah, blah, blah. I would never pay a girl to have dinner with me.
Just a bunch of simps.
Oh, God. I mean,
Really
you could go
think
crazy
that
reading the
what they're
comments.
what they really are paying for is not the sex. There's plenty of women out there who will give them free sex.
I know
What
the
they're
comments are
paying
like,
for
you can
is
get a...
I think it's a woman who doesn't have the emotional baggage and security that a lot of women out there are looking for validation through physical connection.
Mm-hmm.
I've met so many smart, strong women who are independent in this lifestyle. They're paying for no emotional baggage, and I get to pick and choose yes, no. I've told more men who have offered me more money no than I have yes, because I don't have a connection with them. They bother me, or they this or that, or I don't like what they stand for. Prostitution, you don't get those choices.
Right. No, I explained it ad nauseum, and it's really funny too, because when I responded to the comments with facts of actually what it is, like they double down on their comments, and then I'll go look at their profile, just curious, and I can see why they're just very
There are
uneducated.
men in this lifestyle and on Seeking who are legit looking for a prostitute, and you can tell that through the first couple messages.
Yeah.
And you know what I do is I block them and I don't talk to them anymore, because I'm looking for a lifestyle. I'm looking for connections. I'm looking for someone who's educated, well-traveled, chivalry, and those are all the things I'm finding in the sugar bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Preach, girl, preach.
Well, that's what's so great when we have these parties and we bring people together, because everybody is so like-minded that you get it, you understand it, and you can just feel so free. And it's
been
a beautiful
so
thing.
liberating for me. I have a group chat that's in Snapchat, and we call it our Sugar Bowl Mental Health.
How many
Because
girls are in that?
So there's just 3 of us.
Oh, okay.
What is it? What are the? I gotta look at their
You said
names.
it was Miss Rory James.
It's Miss Rory James and Star. So, but what happens is sometimes things happen that we're not sure. Are we going down the right path? Or was this person said something to me? Or should I do this? Does this seem like prostitution to you? We like bounce these things off each other. If I didn't have these people to ground with, and you guys brought it all together, like finding your people really just completes the whole connect the dots. It has fulfilled my life in a way that I can't even relate. I just feel like there's not words to describe the connection that I have. And the other person, she's not in the chat, but she's one of my closest friends, is Rosie. I love her so much.
Rosie from Canada?
And
Yeah.
stayed in the house together.
Okay, yeah.
You know, and what I love about it is we don't all agree on everything, politics or whatever it is, but we have this one common thread that brings us together, and we find this unconditional love for each other. And I love it.
That's very heartwarming, because even today I was on Seeking and this girl messaged me and we just chatted. I hadn't even taken it offline yet. And she's like, because I have a little blurb in my profile about doing a podcast about this lifestyle. I can't really name it, or, you know, the censors get me. But she's like, why do you do a podcast? I was like, because first of all, I had way too many stories not to share. And then second, we really enjoy helping people, coaching them through this whole dating process. And we want them to be successful. And because it's something that we've found that still shocks me to this day, of it's not at all what I thought it was going to be.
Before I found your podcast, I was floundering in the sugar world. I had no idea how to go about this. I had no idea the language. You guys gave me a step-by-step way to go through this. And what I did was I just listened to all the extra sugars.
I need to do more of those, yeah.
I just love them because it helped me get to my bullet points. It helped me get through my meet and greets, helped calm my anxiety. It helped me feel not alone. I would drive, because I drive an hour away to a bigger city than where I'm from, and I would have my earpods on listening to you guys. It gave me a lot of confidence. I just wouldn't be where I am today without the podcast.
I think one of my very favorite things about the podcast is being in the Sugar Bowl. I never would have met other sugar babies. I never would have had all these girlfriends and built such a community with all the other women in the group. There's no way I would have met women in the Sugar Bowl if it weren't for the podcast.
What I love about it too is that some of us are Eskimo sisters in this group, right? I mean,
tell us what an Eskimo sister is.
Mentioned, there's only so many sugar daddies that come to the parties, and we're like one big happy family, and we're not getting jealous. We don't get weird. We talk. We don't share too many intimate details. Of course, that's not very respectful, but
bullshit.
Wait, back up. You need to tell our audience what an Eskimo sister is.
So we've shared some sugar daddies, not at the same time, but there's one of the girls who lives in my area. We actually have a mutual sugar daddy in an area, but we've also shared them from the parties because we all travel around, all these sugar daddies are in different states. So if a sugar baby's in a state or an area, we like hit them up. Hey, what's up? So we have shared some sugar daddies in the group. But it's not a catty. These women are so genuine and solid in who they are. This lifestyle, it's hard to be an insecure person because there's a lot of rejection. There's a lot of sharing. There's not a lot of commitment, so it's kind of a tough world out there for a girl.
Agreed.
Being able to have these women where we're even sharing men, but we don't hate each other for it has been kind of nice.
Okay, so let me get your advice on something. We had a guest in who she is older, in her 50s, still rocking the hot body, great looks, but she really, really needs the financial help and is not as interested in the other perks of sugar dating. She enjoys, going out and have dinner, but these guys are wanting to treat her to all these experiences, and she's kind of at the point where, but I need to pay my bills. So what would be your advice to somebody in that situation?
Well, if we're doing an experience, I still need my PPS. I don't know.
Right.
Your experience is having me there. When I first started, I was doing for experiences and gifts, and that's how I found out. I had to be way more forward with the fact that I am a single mom. Even though I'm successful, I don't need it. I am looking to better my life, my children's life, and experiences alone just aren't going to cut it for me. I make that clear. And it's just like men. They don't want to just go to dinner. They usually want to also get intimate. So we can have an experience. It's a very personal journey for the sugar baby and the sugar daddy. And you've got to find your niche and how to get it.
Let me ask you this.
I found it.
The freakier the request, the more expensive? Yes or no?
I mean, I just go off the fact that they're probably going to want to get really freaky. I'm pretty freaky, so my ppm's pretty high. But for the area I'm in, I think it's pretty normal. There's a lot of people who don't want to do that. And like I said, there's a lot of men on the site looking for prostitution, so they want to offer you next to nothing. And
what's a good ppm range in the California Bay Area?
8 to 1,200.
Okay. We get asked that all the time. We talked about it on the podcast we were on, interviewed.
I usually do 1K, but if the person is going to meet with me every week, I'm flexible. I won't go under 8, but I am flexible because I really do. And this is a hot debate. I do feel like any good relationship should be flexible and to be able to talk and go back and forth. And so someone early on said, set it high so you can negotiate in the middle and not end up lower than where you are. But I really enjoy my time with these men that I choose to spend my time with. So, the top dollar isn't always what I'm after. Like there's a bigger picture to be thought of. How consistent, how good of a person is this person? How much are we connecting? How attracted am I to you?
And what kind of a networking opportunity that you have with that person?
Like these are people that are going to be able to be in my life. I've never had a bad, where it's been continuous, ended badly. These are people that are going to care about me. And if something were to come up for me, or if there's something like, if I can offer something to my sugar daddies, like just recently, I had a sugar daddy have an incident in his life where he had an alcoholic who needed help. And because I am in recovery and I am sober, he was able to reach out to me and I was able to help somebody that he loved in that area. And so we can help each other. It doesn't always have to be about money or sex. I went to my sugar daddy's house who has Parkinson's, who's having a hard time getting around right now. And I cut his hair for him. It doesn't always have to be about money and sex.
Yeah. And we've been presented with statistics that 40% of the time is not anything to do with sex. And
I was in Bangkok for a week, and we literally 95% of our time there was no intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
None. I mean, we were intimate talking and doing things and experiencing things, but no physical touching, not even throughout the day. I mean, There were days where we didn't even kiss. So, I mean, I got a full expense paid trip and made money while I was there to Bangkok, and it was 95% not physically intimate.
Yeah. That's good. That's cool.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Want to travel like a savvy jet setter? No, that doesn't mean monogramming your passport. It means making smart decisions every step of your trip, which means knowing your options. Smart Travel unpacks the facts, like which booking sites actually save money, how to fly first class using points, and if that fancy travel card is a smart investment. All so you can save more on your next adventure. Follow Smart Travel from NerdWallet today and start traveling like a pro.
Of the intimate encounters, what are some of the kinks or fetishes that you've experienced so far?
Oh my God. Men love their butthole to have attention. I didn't realize this being married for so long. But since I talked to you, I told you that I hadn't pegged somebody.
So you've pegged somebody?
You know the reason why.
Why?
Well, that's where the prostate is.
Oh, I didn't know the reason why.
I didn't realize how much they liked attention to that area. And I was not expecting it. He pulled that out of nowhere. That was not something that we had talked about.
Yeah, there's a very thin wall that separates the colon from the prostate. Yeah. And of course, the prostate is where the sperm is generated. And so it can be very pleasurable for men.
I was married for so long, so I knew like the basic stuff, but I didn't really realize.
So they like butt stuff because of science.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't blame them. I love butt stuff.
Nice. And you don't even have a prostate.
I don't even have a prostate.
Okay, so you've gotten requests for butt stuff. I'm so proud of you. You just strapped that thing on and went for it like a old pro?
That is not what happened. He was on top of me, and all of a sudden he grabbed my hand and he had it in there without me knowing.
Oh.
And then next thing I know, he has my hand on it and he's on top of me going, "This is wild." I'm like, "You're telling me, buddy?"
Oh, so it was like a dildo, not a strap-on?
Yeah, it was like a hand. Yes.
Okay.
Wow, if you could see her face right now, man.
He's like, isn't this wild? I'm like, yes.
It's
Yes, sir.
wild.
It's wild.
Oh gosh, what
This
else?
is during my sugar rush, by the way.
Yeah.
Have people asked you for golden showers?
Actually, yes, I had a man, one of the first men I started talking to, I actually met him on Field. Asked me for that, and I was considering it, but he really liked to kiss, and knowing he liked to drink pee, I could not. He wanted to
Oh wait,
invest
he
it-
drank pee?
He wanted to drink it, I'm sure, and so I couldn't.
Wait, are
get
you just
past
assuming that?
I'm pretty sure. I'm literally trying to get it out of my mind. He wanted to drink it. He wanted to drink it.
So wait, he
And I
wanted you to pee in his mouth?
Yeah, I think he wanted to start with a cup and eventually get to me peeing in his mouth.
Oh,
And
God.
I couldn't get past the physical aspect of me being disgusted about him, thinking about him kissing me. So I actually gave him to another sugar baby here that's local.
I'm dead. That's so funny.
I started this referral system.
As our girl Kat says, I don't like to yuck anybody's yum, but I think I got to yuck that one. It's not for me.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Good on you if you like it.
On the thread, they were talking about this one sugar daddy who would bring a toilet and put his face underneath it and she'd sit on it.
Oh, like a handicapped toilet?
Yes.
Oh gosh, that's creative.
Can we move on? Oh man, this is not.
I
You
mean,
talked about
it's
the
just
thing.
getting fun.
Okay.
Shocking. I thought we
men
wanted to
are
shock-
men are dogs, and they're just dogs.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
I don't know
I've been
what
really
men are
lucky.
thinking.
I've met so many amazing men. I've had a little bit of unluck. Like the last time I talked to you, the guy had a medical issue he did not make me privy to, which was a shock. When you are getting physical with somebody and you realize they have a colonoscopy bag.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you talked about that colostomy bag.
Yeah, so I've put the brakes on this whole lifestyle big time, and I'm actually not even going on I'm not even checking my messages really. I've kind of left it alone. I think I got a little stomach ache from all that sugar.
Oh
A
gosh.
little too much sugar.
You're turning diabetic.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, so do you have a couple of regulars that you're comfortable with that are established, or are you just
I
not
do.
sugaring at all?
I actually met this amazing man, very, very wealthy, but he just got diagnosed with prostate cancer.
Damn
So
it.
he just started his treatment and he's lost his libido. And so I still have my main guy that I've had for a while who has Parkinson's, and then the guy who took me to Bangkok. But our relationship is platonic, basically. I really only see him once a month. And then I just met someone new, local, that I actually have so much in common. I really like this man a lot. So I'm just sticking with that, and I'm not really looking for anything new. I'm trying to just be mellow, put down the YOLO
Taper back.
card, and be a little more responsible.
What do you do when the younger guys hit you up?
Oh my God. The last guy who was the young guy, he totally stood me up and screwed me over. If you're under 60, I'm just not even responding. I'm actually filtering your messages out. I'm not even trying to meet you.
Under
But this last
60.
guy I met that was local said he was 52, and I almost didn't meet up with him. And then he was like, I lied about my age. I'm actually 60. So
I find that a lot. These men do lie about their age.
he thought that was so old. I'm like, that's young. Still think 60 is young.
They
It's all
usually,
relative.
if they feel like they're too old, they lie by a decade. Generally, they take a
Yeah.
decade off.
Yeah, the guy who I went to New Year's Eve, he did not tell me he was 80. He said he was 67.
Well, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it really, it's hard to tell with, I don't know.
We had Buzz in a few weeks ago. He was 72 or something like that.
I can't remember.
73. Anyway, he looked amazing though.
He looks so
Is
good.
that Carrie's sugar daddy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's so attractive.
Yeah. He's full
When
of
he came to
energy
the party,
and
I was drooling over him by the pool. I was like,
right. So some men,
Hey, sharing's caring in the sugar world.
yeah.
Too funny. What else was on your list, Miss Mickey?
I'm trying to remember. I texted to you, and then now I can't remember.
You might have covered it all. I'm not sure.
You got any big travel plans coming up?
I'm going to Burning Man.
What?
Yeah. And I might be visiting someone in Arizona sometime soon.
What part of Arizona?
Not far from you guys, like Scottsdale, I believe.
Nice.
I'm gonna leave it nameless as of now. But I also have someone from Arizona coming to see me for my birthday month next week.
Wait.
Not anybody from the podcast, but it's someone I met when I changed my location when I came to the party.
Are you an
We're
Aries?
I'm a Pisces.
Oh, Pisces, right before Aries, huh?
Yeah, March 6th.
It's our birthday month too. In
Yeah,
March.
Yay.
We're going to be partying all month. Now, are you coming to New York City?
No, it's too cold and I can't figure it out.
You can't figure it out. Yeah.
Between my kids and stuff, I'm just,
No,
I
it's
want to go
quite
to
a
Burning
commitment.
Man and I want to do some other things. So I had to prioritize.
Mm-hmm.
You had something written down about bringing recovery to the Sugar Bowl. Was that the mental health thing?
Yeah, well, that was when my sugar daddy here reached out to me to help someone in his life who was dealing with alcoholism. So it was just really cool to be able to give something that's not sexual, it's not money, it's actually very spiritual into this crazy sugar world. He actually met this person, was an ex-sugar baby of his as well, and they actually broke up because of her drinking. Then she found recovery, then she relapsed, and he brought her to me, and I actually spent like an hour on the phone with her. It was a really beautiful opportunity. And I get to talk to some of the sugar babies about recovery. And, you know, there's a lot of drinking that happens in this lifestyle.
Well, there's a lot of drinking. There's a lot of addiction to pain pills. There's,
Yeah.
I've met sugar babies with all kinds of addiction issues. And so, and sugar babies have met sugar daddies with all kinds of addiction issues. And so that is something that
I was on like a pound of Adderall when
right,
he picked me up and almost killed me. Thing is that what I love about being a sober sugar baby is that I'm not drinking to like you. Like, you know that what I'm saying and doing is legit and coming from a sober mind. Because I think a lot of times if you don't find someone so attractive or you're really, whatever it is, you can drink that away. With me, I don't have that option. I'm sober. I know what I'm saying, what I'm doing. You know that what I'm saying is coming from, it's genuine.
Mm-hmm.
You're listening to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job posts seen on other job sites. Indeed's sponsored jobs help you stand out and hire fast. With sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. And it makes a huge difference. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed sponsored jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, no long-term contracts, and you only pay for results. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/listen. Just go to Indeed.com/listen right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/listen. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Now back to the show with your host, Marcus.
How would I deal with this? Years ago, it's actually one of the girls I flew to Vegas. Quite attractive. As soon as I met her in the lobby where I was at, I was instantly attracted to her. And I was like, whew, because you just never know, right?
Yeah.
Well, later that night, I found out she was a raging alcoholic. All right, we had a crazy time. We had a good time up until that point, and then it got crazy. And then the next day, she was sober. We had a wonderful conversation, got in some pretty deep subjects. I got to learn more about her. But then by the night, it just went haywire.
Yeah.
Me, being a glutton for punishment, invited her out to Vegas 2 weeks later. And because I don't know, maybe I thought it was just a one-time shit show. Oh, no, it got even worse. But I really, really liked her. How do you deal with a situation like that where...
Well, if you don't mind having an alcoholic sugar baby, I mean, you can't change it. There's nothing you can say or do. And if you notice someone's an alcoholic, then I would just ask them to not drink when they're with you, because once they have one drink, they've got to have more. They can't control it after they drink. So if you see alcoholic tendencies in someone, I would say stay away from them, because it's not going to change.
The problem was, I guess, is that I had another, and it's Madison, the 2.5-year relationship I had, and the reason I even started the podcast. She was a happy drunk. She would go to work, and then for happy hour, she would come home and she would literally drive right really close by my house. We'd meet over at Chili's, sit at the bar, have some Tito's and what was her drink?
Instant salsa.
It was a 7-Up and Crown. That's what it was. And anyway, we would have that and she'd have a few drinks and she'd get really happy. So I enjoyed being around her when she was drunk. Come to find out that she was masking a lot of things, and we found those out towards the end of the relationship. But there's all kinds of drunks. There's happy drunks. There's crying drunks.
There's
and then
angry drunks.
There's the angry ones, the ones that just want to fight. And then there was
People
this.
who are not even alcoholics, who might drink every day, but they're not alcoholics.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is. If it's causing problems, then I say cut your losses and step away, because there's nothing you can do to change who they are, and it just gets worse. It never gets better.
Yeah, that's what I had to do with the one from the Vegas, is I kind of had to step away, and I didn't, I kept in touch with her, and we'd reach out and we'd go out occasionally, maybe once every 6 months or so. But then it all came back, and I couldn't deal with it. And but I felt so bad. I was like, I just wanted to be able to do something to help, but I felt helpless.
That's what my sugar daddy here locally was saying, is I just want to help. I want to help. I'm like, the only way you can help is to go away, because there's nothing to do. But yeah, I love that I can live this lifestyle and know that I do it because I enjoy it. I don't need to get loaded to do it, you know?
I want to backtrack to Bangkok. Tell us about that. Didn't you say you had like a bubble bath experience where somebody bathed you?
Yes. Went to a soapy and we got 2 women and this ginormous room that was made for probably like a bachelor party, that had like 3 tubs and 3 rooms and a sound system. And, they don't really cater to bisexual women there. It's not really a thing, but we found a woman who was willing. And it was really awkward. I'm really glad I did it. I was in the bathtub while she was soaping me down and rubbing her body all over me, thinking, I am in Bangkok right now. This is insane.
That is too funny.
Wow. Was she hot?
She was hot. She was very hot. She was 27 years old, was very young, made me not feel as hot, I have to say. I don't
Did she
have a
speak English?
27-year-old body with fake boobs and stuff. What?
Did she speak English?
No, not really. And she really was going over the top, trying to pretend like she liked me. She was touching me. I was not touching her. She was moaning like she was having this crazy orgasm, which was really distracting me. I'm like, can you please shut the hell up?
That's so funny.
Had a full-on bush, which it wasn't just like a landing strip. It was like, I was not ready for that thing to get
It was an
pulled
old
out.
school 70s and 80s bush, huh?
Condom on her hands, which I thought was very strange, but
Okay, I need to get a better visual. So
you need more visual?
yes, I do. So it's you in one bathtub and your sugar daddy in another. He's being bathed and you're being bathed.
You walk into this place and they have women set up on like walls around walls, and they have price tiers. So they have a letter and a color. And so the color is the amount. They're price tiers from like the lowest amount to the highest amount.
What are the
Pick
price
your girl.
ranges for a bubble bath girl?
So it's anywhere from $100 to $500.
And who
It's
sets
very
the
cheap
prices?
The prices are very cheap. But I mean, if you're going to Soy Cowboy, you can bring a girl home for $60.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. The whole thing was it made me so grateful for the sugar lifestyle, to be able to see just how much it is not prostitution. Watching them go home with whoever wanted them for $60. It was actually very sad. But the place we went where it's more expensive, you walk in, there's like a place where they entertain you and get you to buy drinks. And then they bring you to this huge hot tub, like bathtub, and you get in it. And then they literally soap you down. They're naked. They wash you. They wash all your whole body. Then they bring you into the other room.
Oh.
And they lay you down. They get into a bath that's in that room, and they take a shower in front of you and wash themselves. And then they lay you on this bed, and they give you the shittiest massage you've ever had.
Right.
That turns into basically sex, right? And then she was just moaning so much and making so much noise. I'm like, cut. I
Okay,
cut
but
it short.
are you and your sugar daddy doing this together as an experience, or you're in separate rooms?
So they asked if I wanted to do it with him, and I had been with him at this point for 4 days, and he was talking so much. I just wanted to be away. I'm like, no. And we shut our door and made them go in the other room. And then
Okay.
he was going to pay for us to extend it so we could all have like a group thing. But by the time he came out, I was already dressed because I was done. I was like, this is not attractive.
You're like,
And it doesn't
been
feel
there,
good.
done that, checked it off.
Yeah.
Probably won't ever
Yeah.
do it again.
I would never do that.
Lily,
again.
would
Never,
you do
ever,
something like that?
Absolutely not.
No.
I would be so awkward and uncomfortable because I'm not bisexual, for starters.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is I'm very bisexual and I really wanted a woman who was into me, and her words was saying she was so into me, but she was not letting me touch her. She was not into touch. Like you could tell this is not the energy that there is in sugar dating. When I'm with my sugar daddies, there's so much intimacy with conversation and everything that we have a lot of passion once we get home. This was very cold and cut off and scripted. It didn't feel good.
All right. So when you went in the room and all the girls have different colors and price or whatever, how did you pick this one?
So I found out that I'm not very attracted to Thai women. I don't know why, but I like very curvy women, and it's the opposite of the type of woman I like. So I just picked the person I found the most attractive in the group, and he didn't care how much it cost. He told me he knew how I felt, and he's like, find whoever it is you find attractive and pick that person. And I got lucky because she was actually willing to be with a woman. Not all of them are.
Uh-huh. And you just point at them, or you walk up to say congratulations, or how do you?
Well, they have a number. So
You put her in a shopping cart.
Yeah, take her to the checkout.
Yeah.
Yeah, you basically take her to the checkout, then they bring you over and they charge you for the room, they charge you for the drinks, they charge you for the person, you pay them, and then you go in the room.
Interesting. Man, I've never visited Thailand, but I've heard stories, but nothing in depth like this.
Yeah, I think it's very depressing,
Yeah.
the soy cowboy, where the working girls are. There's independence. You go into the bar and you have to pay what's called a lady drink, and you buy the woman a drink, and then you pick which woman you want. You go up to the mama-san and you basically give them what's equivalent of $60, and then you can take the girl home for how long ever you want, and then she comes back and does it again until the bar closes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I feel like our friend Kevin's probably been there, done that. Do you know what his username is on Seeking?
You showed it to me, but I can't remember. What is it?
Kev at SOSD.
Oh, that's right.
No, Kev from SOSD. He told me I would be surprised how many people actually knew what that meant.
Yeah. Word's getting out,
I guess.
becoming infamous.
Yeah.
And there's different levels of it there. You know, you don't have to go the cheap soy cowboy route. You could go like where you're going into the building, and those women in that area are a much higher caliber woman than what you're going to find in like the soy cowboy area.
Yeah. Well, Michelle,
Mickey,
we have come to
you're going to find it hard to believe, but we're out of time.
Yeah, I know. It always goes so
No
fast.
questions, huh? I wonder, did people get to hear me?
People made a few comments. I don't know that there were necessarily questions. For example, our girl Star said, I'm already freaky from the get-go, so it would depend on what the request was if I charged extra for kinkiness or fetishes.
I just assume we're getting freaky from the get.
And then Rosie said, love you, girl.
Yeah, so we're going to try to do some Instagram lives during our podcast. And so if you guys want to ask a guest or even us live questions while we're doing our podcast, then look for the Instagram lives coming soon. Today was like the first time, and it was a little bit awkward, but I think...
Yeah, sorry, friends. We were juggling because we've never done this before.
No, but we want to try to spice things up a little bit and make it a little bit more interactive.
We learned it's doable.
It is doable. We just maybe I'll bring my laptop in here or something. It's going from my phone. And of course we have challenges when people are on Zoom, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, there might be some kind of app where it's like if you're going to do Zoom meetings on lives.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll figure it out though. I think it's going to be fun. All right. Well, you're coming to our party in June.
I'm so excited.
So we look forward to seeing you then if we don't see you before that. But thanks for joining us. And if you guys want to hang out with us and Mickey in June, let us know ASAP. Go to our website, secretsofasugardaddy.com, and press the party tab for all the info.
The gorgeous, busty, brunette Mickey.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Mickey, Alejandra loves you so much. She just
I love
gushes
her so much.
over you, and she talks about you all the time.
I want her hair.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Nobody has a better personality or a better smile than our girl Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're so
I
sweet.
agree.
I also
Or bigger
want
boobs.
All right. Well, we've got to run. Lily, thanks so much. Rocking the boots once again.
Yes, sir.
And Mickey, we will talk to you guys soon.
Okay.
All right.
Have a great day.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.